For most of us, a gun is the best and last answer for the protection of ourselves and our loved ones. The decisive power, range, and precision of a gun are certainly something you want on your side when lives are on the line. But nonetheless, there are other considerations for some folks out there. Maybe you have a real ethical issue with using a lethal weapon, even when your own life is threatened. Maybe guns are highly regulated where you live, or for whatever reason, you have something in your record that prohibits you from owning one. Whatever the case, a less lethal gun might be the choice for you. Although not true firearms, all of the tools that we will look at today give you accuracy and plenty of standoff distance. And before we move right onto our list, please take a moment to consider signing up to become a channel member. Your channel membership will help us so much, allowing us to make our content even better and reach a wider audience of people like yourself. In return, you'll get access to exclusive member perks like private videos, downloadable guides, and a whole lot more. Thanks for thinking of us. Now, let's get to the content. A quick word about our picks. We need to clear something up really quick before we get to our list. For starters, like I said above, the following self-defense tools aren't considered guns, not real ones, and if they are, it is in name only. They aren't true firearms. However, that doesn't mean they aren't dangerous, potentially even deadly. Pay attention to the phrasing used for this category of self-defense weapons. It is less lethal, not less than lethal. Those aren't synonyms. Less lethal weapons can still inflict significant, potentially even fatal injury. They are just a lot less likely to do so. These things aren't toys, and you should never use them for pranks. Misuse of any of the following will certainly get you slapped with felony charges in any state. Furthermore, things like pepper ball launchers, tasers, air guns, and more all have their own restrictions, depending upon where you live. Make sure you look into that before you buy, because many of these devices don't even require a background check. Caveat emptor. UMX is a well-known and respected name in air guns, and one of the most innovative, less lethal products on the market right now is their P2P HDP-50, a 50 caliber pepper ball launcher that mimics the functionality of a real pistol. Shaped very much like a real steel SIG P320 and compatible with many of the same holsters, this launcher is powered by common 12-gram carbon dioxide cartridges and utilizes a quick pierce system that ensures instant readiness with no creeping loss of pressure if it's stored loaded. Capable of launching searing pepper balls or high-impact rubber balls accurately up to 60 feet, the integrated 6-shot magazine is simple to load. Nice iron sights and an integrated Picatinny rail allow the mounting of lights or lasers at your preference. Now, the payload is kind of small considering this is a 50 caliber, not a more common 68 caliber launcher. But the ergonomics, functionality, and compatibility with common holsters make it an attractive option for someone who is already a skilled gun hand. Price is a sweet $199.99. The next item on our list is an offering by one of the oldest and best companies in less lethal standoff technologies. Pepperball, progenitors of the now ubiquitous pepper balls, we'll see pop up again and again on this list. They changed the face of the game by using conventional paintball technology and swapping the harmless paint with blinding, scorching OC powder. Though their high-capacity launchers have long been in use with law enforcement agencies around the United States, they are much too big and bulky to be used for everyday carry. The LifeLight solves that problem by combining a compact form factor with a non-aggressive and unassuming design that looks very much like a large flashlight. Again, powered by a common 12-gram carbon dioxide cartridge and boasting a range of up to 60 feet, the onboard laser sight and 350 lumen flashlight make it possible to quickly defend yourself in any lighting conditions. Firing standard 68 caliber pepper balls or inert practice projectiles, capacity is 5 rounds. One feature I really like is that as soon as the safety is flipped off, the laser turns on when the trigger goes live. This allows you to carry the device with high confidence against unintended discharge on your belt, in a purse, or anywhere else. The LifeLight retails for $299.99. A rising star in the world of less lethal self-defense, Burna's HD launcher made waves by combining the ergonomics and functionality of a typical pistol with instant readiness and a reasonable payload of pinpoint-accurate OC projectiles in quick-loading magazines. The successor to that successful early product, the SD or self-defense model, has been re-engineered for optimal performance. Storing an 8-gram carbon dioxide cartridge inside the frame, the SD is loaded using quick detachable 5-shot magazines. Unlike some lesser pepperball launchers that require you to laboriously screw in the cartridge to pierce it and prime the gun for shooting, the SD utilizes patented full-pierce technology. The first trigger pull pierces the carbon dioxide cartridge, charges the gun, and it fires the projectile seamlessly. A properly located manual safety, Picatinny rail, and iron sights make the Burna SD intuitive and easy to use even under pressure. And if chemical agents aren't your thing, you have the option of using solid rubber projectiles that pack one heck of a wallop and can be used to gain compliance or drive off attackers by impact alone. Get the SD in a nice kit with lots of accessories for $379.99. We're about halfway through our list, but we've got more great non-lethal guns to come. Before we move on to the next one, take 2 seconds to hit like, subscribe, and the notification bell. You'll really be helping us out with the old YouTube algorithm, and you can be sure that you won't miss any of our great upcoming videos. So, Burna's less lethal ball launching technology is great, but 5 rounds of hard rubber or OC powder does not exactly inspire confidence for me, especially if I was going to be dealing with multiple attackers, a riot, or some other intense self-defense scenario. If you like the idea of staying less lethal, but just want more firepower, check out the Burna Mission 4. At first glance, it looks like any other racy AR-15 carbine being on the market, complete with wild colors and all the tactical accessories. But a seasoned eye or close inspection will reveal this is actually a carbon dioxide-powered launcher, not a true rifle. By cleverly hiding the CO2 canister in the stock, bulk is reduced and balance is improved. Compared to the puny 5-shot magazines of the SD, the Mission 4 uses 19-round magazines that work with solid kinetic, OC, or training projectiles. They can also be clipped together, allowing you to keep different loads close at hand for different applications, or just improve onboard ammo capacity. And you won't be giving up any accessories just because you are staying less lethal. The gun includes a configurable M-LOK forend and a full-length Picatinny rail up top, allowing you to mount any optic you want in tandem with flipper iron sights or add lights, lasers, and different foregrips to your heart's content. My favorite feature, though, is the quick-on, quick-off slider valve that allows you to disconnect and close the gas supply to prevent leakage during storage and render the gun safer. It pops on instantly with a flick of the wrist when it's time to get in gear. It's one of the most expensive options on our list at $899.99, but it's one of the most flexible, effective, and high-capacity options available to civilians. Another pepper projectile launcher, and this one from one of the oldest and best names in pepper spray, Saber. The SL P1C features excellent ergonomics and safety systems and true convenience when it comes to loading and pressurizing prior to firing. That's because the SL P1C houses the CO2 cartridges in the magazine right alongside the balls themselves. Better yet, each magazine holds 7 .68 caliber balls, 2 more than most competing designs. Capable of firing balls containing the company's own proprietary OC formula that produce a 6-foot diameter cloud of pure agony on impact, or dense rubber impact balls, you've got versatility for dealing with almost any self-defense scenario. You'll also enjoy consistent velocity, since each cartridge is good for around 14 shots. You'll only be using half that per magazine, meaning your average velocity stays higher. Like most other launches we've looked at so far, you've got good iron sights and a Picatinny rail for aiming accessories or lights. But the SL P1C also has a grip safety, ensuring that the gun cannot be fired unless it is actually in the user's hand. The only fly in the ointment: reloading requires you to spin a knob on the bottom of the magazine for a few revolutions to pierce the cartridge. It can still be done in a matter of seconds with practice, though, and ultimately, I think that's a fair trade-off for keeping the ammunition and the power source in the same unit, which can easily be swapped when needed. All in all, Saber's premier launcher option is a great choice for home defense and surprisingly affordable for a 68 cal. It can be yours for $149.99. You know them, you love them. Although they are now produced by the Axon Company, Taser International produced a product that is so ubiquitous, so meme-worthy, that its very name became a verb unto itself. Sort of a technological and tactical evolution of the stun gun, a taser functions by firing a pair of tethered electrodes which lodge in the target. Those tethers happen to be conductive wires which connect to the firing unit containing a powerful battery. If both probes hit the target and stick, it completes a circuit, which allows electricity to be transmitted to the unfortunate soul who will now be in absolute agony. Agony, and also debilitating lockup of the major muscles. Despite this, tasers only very rarely result in any lasting injury. This has made them the darlings of American law enforcement for gaining compliance from resisting suspects when a higher level of force is not called for. They really do work. The Taser Pulse is their flagship civilian self-defense model, utilizing a familiar and intuitive pistol shape, rudimentary sights, and a front-loading cartridge that contains the probes, wires, and compressed gas propellant. Once you flip off the conveniently located thumb safety at the rear of the unit, the targeting laser will turn on, and then you are ready to drop an attacker in their tracks out to 15 feet. And here's the cool part. On a successful hit, the unit will discharge for a whole 30 seconds, sending the bad guy into the wild ride and buying you time to get away clean. Tasers have been proven over and over again in law enforcement use, and although they aren't perfect and they do not guarantee incapacitation, remember that no self-defense weapon you can carry really does. Put the Pulse to work for you for $399.99. The biggest shortcoming of any taser, or should I say legacy taser, is that they offer you just one shot to stick it. If you miss, if only one probe hits, or if one or both probes become disconnected when the assailant falls or stumbles, the juice stops flowing and the attack might resume. That puts a lot of psychological pressure on the user to make that one shot count, or at least it did before the advent of the Taser 7CQ. This close-quarters optimized model uses the same proven technology, but now features a double-shot cartridge with two sets of probes that can be fired one after another if needed. This is cold comfort in case you botch the first shot, but the 7CQ includes other great features too, like a quick detachable rechargeable lithium battery, warning arc button that can give assailants an auditory disincentive upon approach, and improved trajectories for the probes, which will optimize the connection distance even as close as just 4 feet away. The trade-off is that the 7CQ is indeed intended for close-range use, with a maximum range of 12 feet for the civilian model. The biggest downside with the 7CQ? A very steep price tag of $1,699.99. And we will call that a wrap for our overview of the best less lethal guns for home defense. Whether you want the heavy impact of hard projectiles, the sensory assault and area denial capability of OC, or the electrifying stopping power of a taser, we looked at tools that will serve any defender well. But I want to know what your preference is. Are you going with a taser or a pepper ball launcher for range defense if you're going without a firearm? Let me know what you pick and why down in the comments, and we'll talk about it there. That's it for me today. But before you go, please remember to hit like and subscribe so you can keep up with all the great content here on All About Survival. Stay safe out there, and I will see you in the next video.